friends, tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I'm so glad that you've come over to watch this video. This is one of my one of four swaps for OnStage here in Australia in Brisbane, and I'm super excited to share it with you. I am using the Wildflower Celebrations stamp set, as well as a lot of the elements from the Mixed Media Suite. Mixed Media Suite. Both the Mixed Media stamp set, or the bundle. I'm also using the Mixed Media Florals DSP. I love this suite. It is an online exclusive. You can check it out in my online store in the online exclusives section. There's also brand new products just added this month as well, so you can go and have a look at those. But I love this. It's a really pretty colors. You've got some great floral images, and yeah, this card turned out so well. I'm also using the Basics Twine Essential Pack, some rhinestones, some embossing powders with the Basics embossing powder, the white and the black. What else have I used? Basic white card, Mossy Meadow card, Versamark ink, Calypso Coral, Boho Blue and Mossy Meadow inks. And then lastly, I'm using a stamping blend in Mossy Meadow as well. So I've got my kit here all ready to go. There is a basic white thick card base, a layer of Mossy Meadow and a layer of basic white. Then I've also got a scrap piece of Mossy Meadow for our sentiment piece, and some pieces of both DSP and Mossy Meadow for our little squares on the side as well. So look at this image, so great. There are no sentiments with this set, but you've got some really great floral images that you can pick and choose from. I've gone with the daisy because I thought, you know, that is a really happy, fun color, and I love these colors together. They were inspired from that DSP. We have Calypso Coral, Boho Blue and Mossy Meadow. Really, really pretty. So we're going to start with a little bit of stamping. Now, when I first created this card, I thought, oh yes, this is gorgeous. And then when I had to make a whole heap for the swaps, it was pretty labor intensive, but I really love how they turned out. And hopefully if you're watching and I have swapped with you, I hope you enjoyed the card as well. So I'm just using my embossing buddy to get rid of any stray oils or anything that could maybe pick up my powder and distort my images once they're stamped. That powder is invaluable. I'm also going to stamp my sentiment, the Celebrate stamp, with some Versamark ink. We're going to heat emboss that with the white. And then on our basic white layer, we are going to stamp the daisy image and use the basic black embossing powder. So Stampin' Up actually has a bundle collection, so you can get the basics or you can get the metallics. In the basics there is clear, black and white. In the metallics there is gold, silver and copper, I believe. So I love heat embossing. If anyone knows me, you know that that is my favorite technique to do as well. So because this is such a large stamp, my tip for you is to actually place your stamp down on your table and then bring your ink pad over to it, making sure you get a good clean image or coverage. That is the easiest way to make sure that your stamp has a good amount of Versamark on it. And then we're just going to stamp that down and add our powder. So this is just one of four. I am doing a card swap as well as a 3D swap as a general swap. And here in Australia we are doing our first organised swap as well. We've never done organised swaps at OnStage ever here in Australia, so I'm super excited. I hope it goes really well, and I cannot wait to get back and share all the swaps with you in a video as well. So I'm doing the general swapping with both the cards and the 3D, and then I'm doing the organised swap. Now the organised swap is a fun fold card, and the other category is a 3D item or project. So, and I'm doing both of those. So 4 swaps in total, and I'm super excited. I cannot wait to share my projects with everyone and to see what everyone has created. You always get so much inspiration from swaps, and it's a magical time on stage because we are able to get together. You get to meet old friends, you get to meet new friends, and honestly, it fills my cup. I come away from on stage and an in-person event feeling so happy and super motivated to get in and get stuff done. So I'm hoping, because I've had a bit of a lull with my stamping the last few months, I'm hoping that maybe re-energizes me and gets me moving again as well. So with my sentiment piece, I'm just going to quickly fussy cut that out. As you can see, I melted both those powders with the heat tool. You want to make sure that they're all really nicely melted before you leave it. And then I'm going to bring in my water painter here and just add a little bit of the ink into my lid of my stamp pad. And then I'm going to colour in with the Calypso Coral all my daisy. And I'm sort of like adding a layer of the Calypso Coral to the daisy stamped image. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to highlight some areas with that color again to make it a little bit darker where all those little centers pieces are, like the little seeds, and then just down the sides as well. My little flowers, we're using boho blue and just doing the same thing. I'm doing quick and easy coloring, which is my favorite to do. It still looks so stunning, and I love how it turns out, but I'm adding a little bit of extra color in there to create a few shadows and things, but it was pretty easy. And I will say, I think I did 50 of these, so that's a lot to do as well. And then Mossy Meadow as well. Now, if you use your stamping blends, you can flick the felt tip end into your lid and then just flick it, and you're going to get this great little splatter technique. Now, I will say, these are the old Stampin' Blendabilities, which were our first alcohol markers that Stampin' Up brought out. I actually use them because I still have some of those that work really well, and rather than ruin my nibs, I thought I would use my older pens for that. But I will say, I see a lot of people use their Stampin' Write markers, and I would say definitely don't use them. The tip would be, because you cannot buy them singly. Yes, you can buy a black one, but all the other colors you have to buy the whole 10 pack in the color family. So if you ruin the ends of your pen, you have to buy a whole nother pack, so you'll end up with multiple pens. Whereas if you use your blends, what you can do is, once, after you've colored a fair while, your nib gets a little bit, I don't know, like it's not very tight anymore. You can use those to do splatter painting with. So there's a little tip and technique for you. And then I've just cut down my little DSP pieces. Now these measure 1 by 1 inch, and we needed 3, so I had a piece of that DSP that measures 1 inch by 3 inches. And then I've also cut down my little Mossy Meadow squares. These are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, which is a nice little layering on the card front. And we're just going to add some liquid glue to those pieces and then pop them straight down onto the card base. I really wanted to incorporate the DSP, but because I was making so many, I also didn't want to use like a whole pack of paper. So this is a great way of adding that DSP in and that element without going through a whole pack of paper either. And then we're going to also pop down the sentiment piece, and I've just used some liquid glue. I could have popped that up and that would have looked really nice, but I've gone with liquid glue to pop that down. We're also going to add that to the layer of the Mossy Meadow, the matting piece. And then because this is the actual very last one that I'm creating, I actually used all of my white linen thread there, and actually not linen thread, the baker's twine. So I had a couple left over in my little pot there, so all I did was just take a piece, make a nice little bow, and then I'm going to use a little mini glue dot just to roll up slightly, and that's going to hold that bow down perfectly. If you don't roll your mini glue dot up a little bit, you are going to catch other things because it's way bigger than that little bow there. So yeah, just roll it up in your fingers, it'll work really well for you. And then we're going to add it to our card front. And then lastly, I'm just going to add 3 rhinestones to the card front as well, once we've added it to our card base. So hopefully if you have been to OnStage in Brisbane, hopefully I got to say hello to you and swap with you. I really do enjoy going and getting lots of ideas from demonstrators with the swaps. I find it invaluable to come home with all these samples. So if you're joining, maybe you haven't been to OnStage before and you're actually attending, I hope that you have an amazing time. I think I've only missed one OnStage, and I absolutely love them. I really don't want to ever miss them. You really do get so much out of it. But yeah, this is my card swap for OnStage in Brisbane. I hope that wherever you are, if you are attending an OnStage event around the world, that you have a lot of fun, you enjoy it, and I know a lot of people will be searching the YouTube world for lots of swap ideas over the next few days. So yeah, if you've come across my channel, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up. You hit subscribe for all the rest of my swaps that are coming and my future videos. And yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know if you maybe met me at OnStage or you just like the card. And you can purchase any of the products that I've used on today's card over in my online store. There is a link in the description as well that you can see that. Alright, there we have it. A very, very in-depth card with lots of watercolouring, heat embossing, you name it, it's all there. Okay everyone, enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.